Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and we're going to talk about the energies coming in today for the collective. And so I woke up this morning and it was very heavy. It was this strong urge for self-care today. I wasn't even sure if I was going to jump on and do a daily message. I just feel this very heavy collective emotional disharmony, and the moon's in Cancer. So issues surrounding the home, mother wounding is coming up. This mothering energy I felt, mothering, bordering on smothering energy. And so there's a need to blend emotions and logic to create emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. And so the moon in Cancer, we need to remember, we need to ebb and flow with the tides of the moon. And so things are going to be a little bit emotional over the next couple days. There's this very strong feeling of protectiveness, which can border on a bit of a fine line of smothering, right? If you have an overprotective mother, it can feel smothering. 111 on the timer. I do feel it's very sensitive, emotional energy, and so we need to find a sense of equilibrium over the coming days. With the moon trine Saturn, I like this. It's kind of given us the discipline to have patience, to find our strength to handle the oversensitive emotions that might be kind of surfacing right now. We're kind of learning a lot of valuable lessons when it comes to these complex relationship issues that have kept us stuck, that have kept us blocked, that have kept us in a state of discord and disarray and disharmony. And so Saturn brings this energy of duty, of obligation, and with Saturn being in Pisces, it's about our spirituality, our spiritual duty, our spiritual obligation. And so I just feel we're really needing to focus on future goals, future orientation, right? So if you think about the Four of Cups was really coming through in the collective today, the Four of Cups is keeping us kind of stuck in a state of reminiscing on the past. I always think of like the Four of Cups, and so a lot of us, we kind of mask these emotions through alcohol. Alcohol is kind of like the most acceptable social toxic drug out there, right? It's acceptable. And so when we're in that state of the Three of Cups and we're partying, we're living the high life, we're kind of ignoring that Ace of Cups behind us, which is the urge for self-care. And so I don't know why that's coming through like that today. But we got to take these lessons, right? The wisdom, the maturity we've gained from past relationship experiences, romantic work, friendships, right? We go through many types of relationships on our life journey. I feel like the moon in Cancer for me right now has me in this state of reflection, right? The moon is all about reflection. And so how can you sit there in a state of reflection, maybe today or over the coming days with this overwhelming sensitivity, and sit there in the wisdom of the lesson? Sit there in the wisdom of the maturity that maybe you've gained from a past experience. I do feel we can take this knowledge and we can turn it into growth. We can turn it into our own positive contribution for the collective, right? And so maybe it's time for us all to really step into that practical application of our goals, our future goals. We also have the moon sextile Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about expansion. And so we're expanding our beliefs right now, right? Because Jupiter's in Taurus, and Taurus is representative of the Hierophant. And so many of us are rapidly dismantling our old belief systems. We're tapping into these new higher dimensions of energy and thoughts, and we're expanding our consciousness, right? And so we do have to go through this shift and restore our own emotional connection to self. And so we not only expand our cosmic intelligence, but we expand our emotional intelligence. And so there's a bit of a conflicting energy, though, going on today. We've got two very beautiful aspects playing out with the moon, and then we also have an opposition between the moon and Mercury in Capricorn. And so we're all out of the post-shadow period of Mercury retrograde now. That's done. That's out of the way. We're not going to have another Mercury retrograde until April 1st. And so all planets are direct now until April 1st when Mercury goes retrograde in Aries. And so I don't know what I'm feeling about that energy because I'm a Mercury in Aries. So right now there's like a major conflict though. Internally between emotions and logic. And so let's face it, everything is a mirror, as within, so without. And so if we're in this state of emotional conflict between logic and emotions, it's usually going to be reflected in some type of relationship dynamic in our external reality. And so be prepared for that. But for me, I just feel right now collectively, it's this feeling of going within, really bringing it to a place of introspection, reflection of within energies. And so that really helps alleviate any confusion if you do need to make a decision about something. But I feel in order to kind of really cope with this transit, as I say this, I get a message pop up on my screen. Oh my God, my third eye. I do feel massive third eye awakenings, which is affecting a lot of fear, bringing it down to the root chakra. So we really need to find a balance in the energies today between thoughts and feelings. And so meditation. I cannot stress the importance of meditation. And so you don't just have to go and lay on the couch and close your eyes to meditate, although I prefer that form of meditation. I like to meditate in quiet darkness. That's my favorite form of meditation. But just going for a walk out in nature, going and just, you know, really connecting to Mother Earth, nature, grounding, cleaning the house, even like dancing, singing, listening to music is meditative states, cleaning the house, anything to help you kind of find that balance as you work through the polarities of the conflicting energy of the Capricorn Cancer polarity. And so I just feel there's this overwhelming avoidance as well. And so we can't keep avoiding this choice. Like, I feel we have to make the choice, but we also have to make a choice from a state of calmness, from a state of clarity. And so a big message that came through this morning in meditation for me with my guides was get ready for that ray of hope. There's always going to be a little ray of hope in any type of like blending of intense energy. So let's jump in with some cards. I also wanted to share with you guys, I was kind of playing with the cards last night, getting ready for some fresh energy, and this one fell on the ground from my Notes from the Universe deck. And I do feel this needs to be shared with the collective. Create space for new love. And so we're closing the book on the past, right? I know oftentimes a lot of us wait for that closure from somebody from the past to come back around. And I know what I've learned over the years on the twin flame journey is closure can only come from within. Right? And so we have to create that closure. We have to create that space. We have to create it. And so we also have to understand our extraordinary uniqueness, right? And we're not going to be for everybody. And so we're at this huge split, right? We're at this huge collective shift and split. And so not all of us are going to grow and ascend at the same rate. And so there's a lot kind of putting us into this state of internalizing stuff. So a lot of us are kind of learning to go our own way right now. And that is the journey of the High Priestess, right? It usually is a very solitary path. So let's jump in with some cards, guys. Let's see what else needs to come through for the collective today. Oh, look at that. The student is ready, pivot point. And so I always think of the show Friends, pivot. And so like we've been pivoting. I also think of like basketball. Actually, my daughter's in a basketball tournament all this week and they won their first game last week. She got a couple of baskets. So I'm just like so frazzled thinking about all of the running around to all of the different schools in town for this tournament and all of these games. And then the pivot, right? But so I just feel like we're ready, right? And so when we're ready to kind of level up, a teacher will appear on our path. And so we're all teachers and we are all students, and none of us are ahead and none of us are behind. And so I just feel when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so I feel if you're ready to level up, get ready for a teacher to kind of appear on your path to assist you with the level up, because you're kind of ready to receive the next part of the journey. And so we're at a major fork in the road, right? We're kind of what I call, we're at this divine Y. We're at this major split. And so we can go left or we can go right. And so there is an important decision that needs to be made, but I do feel we need to come from a place of centered calmness, because this decision, I feel, is going to affect a lot of people that we're connected with. So let's go in deeper into the collective energies and see what else needs to come through for a message today. We get the Catalyst card. Spend time in nature. And so that's just clarifying a need to retreat. There's definitely a need to retreat because the energy is feeling very emotionally raw. It's feeling very emotionally raw. We got the reconciliation and the recovery. So those two cards came out yesterday. And so this is like a sequel, I think, to yesterday's daily message. Self-worth. Right? And that's also what the Aries North Node is asking us to dig deep to find our self-worth, our value, right? And so we kind of have been going through this process of disillusionment. This is like the Hanged Man card. This process of disillusionment, and that come flipping out. For the last few years, right? When we had the North Node in Taurus, this was all about a shift in our beliefs and going through this dismantling. And now that Pluto is in Aquarius, Pluto is going to be squaring it up with the fixed energies. Like it's going to be squaring it up with Taurus and Scorpio. And so if you have major placements in Taurus and Scorpio, Pluto in Aquarius is coming here to upheave your beliefs right now. Say like your sun, your moon, Jupiter, your North Node. So there's a lot within the Taurus North Node collective getting a major boom when it comes to their purpose right now. I feel a new outlook. And so we got to go through the recovery. So right now we're on the precipice of massive collective upheaval is what I feel. And the energy is raw. So a lot of us are dealing with some type of catalyst at that 0 degree of Pluto in Aquarius. It is catalytic energy to get us to refocus our energies for something new. Zeros is the Genesis. It's the unbound God code energy for the refocusing of all of these cosmic energies. We're on the horizon of twin flame reconciliation and reunion. And so a lot of us, you know, we have that tower when we go through our awakening and our activation, and it dismantles our entire perspective and outlook on the physicality, the 3D physicality of the journey, right? And so we kind of got to re-examine everything in our lives. And this is where we kind of dig deep to find our purpose. And it's not like we go looking for our purpose. It kind of just finds us and falls in our lap. And so a lot of the transmutation going on at this time is to release any feelings of aloneness, knowing that we're never alone. And so it's in these moments of catalytic redirection that we are most deeply connected to God and God's source energy, even though in those moments is when we feel most disconnected. And so there's a lot of angelic protection, I feel, as we master some lessons when it comes to boundaries, which is allowing us to create this space, to make space for new love after we recover from narcissistic abuse and we regain our sense of self-worth. And so we have to claim it, though. So let's jump in with some cards, and we'll see what else needs to come through for the collective today. There it is. Whoop, there it is. That new outlook. So there's the Hanged Man with the 5 of Cups in reverse. And so coming out of the dark night of the soul is what I just heard. And so Angel de la Nuit, it's actually a card in another deck of mine. Angel de la Nuit means coming out of the dark night of the soul. And so coming out of a period of maybe overindulging after an ending, right? Sulking over, you know, an ending. The 5 of Cups is challenging, right? Because we gotta sit there in a state of emotional discord and disarray, and it is the energy of going deep into the wells of the underworld to gain that new perspective. And so it is earth-shattering to have all of those illusions stripped from our consciousness. And so major collective wake-up call, I feel, as we close out the age of Pisces, which was like the age of martyrdom, the age of sacrifice. So let's see what needs to come through for the collective today. I'm going to do 9 cards, and we're going to see what needs to come through today, guys. But I do feel loneliness will cease to exist when you enjoy looking in the mirror, right? So get ready to do a lot of reflection. 9 of Coins reversed, 6 of Swords reversed, 8 of Wands. So there's challenges to overcome. I feel accelerated ascension. The 3 of Coins reversed, the King of Swords reversed. Oh my goodness, the 2 of Coins reversed, the Palace of Wands reversed, Temperance. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness we get a healing energy, and then we get the 7 of Wands. This is protection. You need to protect yourself. There's need for emotional, energetic, and physical boundaries at this time, as you kind of got to dive deep into the underworld, right? The Ace of Wands reversed is unbound potential. I just feel like in the depths of the underworld. Wow, bottom of the deck, we get the 7 of Swords reversed. So this is like a truth bomb, truth coming out. There's been so much stuckness when it comes to states of denial. This is a need to get honest. We could have a masculine here manipulating a situation. I just feel there's a King of Swords energy coming out in reverse that is very brash, that is dishonest, could be lying to himself, self-sabotaging behavior, taking a trip down into the underworld. And I do feel it's like secrets coming out. We could have a masculine here that has lied and slandered a feminine. A Queen of Coins upright. She's pretty grounded. She's pretty stable. She's solid, right? She's got a lot to offer. She's honest. I see this queen is kind of all covered in green, heart-centered with the yellow. So we've got a feminine here that I feel has taken her power back. And she's put some past deception behind her, some slandering behind her, perhaps even. And I feel there's a need to alchemize a lesson here for sure. It's time to learn this lesson. It's time to create that space, right? We can't create space for this new love until we face the opposition internally when it comes to maybe a past imbalanced situation. There's something here that has been hidden coming to light, is what I'm feeling here with the Sun reversed when it comes to maybe somebody needing to swallow their pride, I feel, and bring forward some type of an apology. There's a need to kind of give it to God. This is like a coming to Jesus moment. I do feel a masculine here going through a major realignment, and I feel spirits kind of coming in, just haunting somebody. There's accelerated ascension. There's definitely codependencies here. There maybe is a situation where somebody didn't respect the mother of their child. It's kind of like Empress, pre-Empress in reverse. There's codependencies here. There's definitely manipulation, and somebody here has had a mask of steel on, which I feel is being exposed. And so with the Capricorn energy coming through, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like this could be somebody losing a job. This 3 of Pentacles, we've got somebody here, you know, they're used to just worrying about themselves. We could have somebody here very selfish here getting a major wake-up call. So with the 3 and the 2 reversed, we kind of got a 5 of Pentacles in reversed at play. And so there is a need to overcome some type of lack mentality. There is somebody here very much disconnected from their emotions, and they've been way over analyzing, over logical, and there's like a huge dropping energy. And so with the Sagittarius, though, this is the blending and a need for protection. So I do want to clarify this King of Swords reversed, because I do feel there's a lack of communication. Yeah, there is a lack of communication. We get the Justice with the Devil. Oh my gosh, and the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So I do feel a very spiritual energy surrounding a masculine that definitely has, you know, had a lot of metal armor on, I feel. Somebody very clogged up in the heart. And there's some type of trauma bond or addiction here. And I do feel something is just clogged up. It feels clogged up with the 7 of Coins reverse. There could have been slander. Maybe we've got a masculine here that slandered an ex out of bitterness. And the truth is coming to light that, you know, this feminine, this ex really was stable and loyal and committed. And the masculine wasn't. And so there is some exposure of a masquerade going on here. I do feel this is like the past coming back to haunt somebody, to bite somebody in the butt, because it's time for this crossroads moment, right? So there is a 2 of swords at play here, or a 2 of wands at play. And so, yeah, there's a need to go back to something from the past where I feel there was gossip surrounding a situation, and there's that new perspective. So I do feel a major wake-up call. This is divinely ordained awakenings going on collectively as well. So that death card coming through again. There is fated, destined change going on here once again today. Life force activation. This is the remembrance of the past. This is like human design energy almost, right? And so I just feel there is a very significant connection here that was playing a role as part of your expansion, maybe with a Scorpio, doesn't have to be. But there is something dying away here, and there's been so much resistance to stepping into authenticity. And so there's a blending, a mirroring effect going on once again today. I do feel for timing, something about Mercury in Capricorn, there is going to be some type of movement or rebalancing or action being taken. I do feel somebody needs to seek some support, or might need to seek some advice. Yeah, so there's some obstacles to overcome. Spirit is saying you are going to be able to overcome these obstacles. You're a pillar of strength. We've got a feminine here that is like a pillar of strength. But I do feel the universe is communicating with somebody. So pay attention to the signs and the syncs. Note what you're thinking about when they appear, because this might be a major lesson in forgiveness. Somebody here is holding on to some past bitterness. Forgiveness is definitely a lesson, a block. Liberation will come after forgiveness is maybe granted. I do feel there was mistreatment in the past, and I feel somebody here has moved on and found the strength to move on. And it would appear that the other person as well moved on, but was still holding on to bitterness. So that would create some type of third-party interference that needs to be released. So there's like this major necessary collective transition happening at this time. Just kind of let it happen as we create space for new love, right? Remember, we're creating space for new love. So there might be like somebody getting served papers as well. I'm being shown somebody getting served papers. But no matter what is going on in the collective right now, remember, we're being tested. We get tested the most right before we level up. And so keep staying in that high vibration no matter what spiritual tests or lessons are coming up for completion. Because there's a lot of challenging wounding surfacing when it comes to past relationship dynamics where maybe we feel we were wronged or we wronged another, and we are closing a lot of karmic soul agreements. So there might be somebody from the past coming back around to clear some karma. Maybe somebody that really didn't support you in the past or didn't really give you what it is that you needed. I do feel you've moved on from it though, but somebody on the flip end didn't. And I do feel somebody is feeling really small, and that's the reversal of the mirror here. And that's kind of what I got for today. So judgment energy. Just allow yourself to embrace the journey as somebody kind of goes through their part of the journey. And that's what I got today, guys. So if you'd like to join the channel, hit the join button, join the membership. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. There is links below in the description box if you'd like to join my online 5-week tarot class coming up here starting in February. And if you would like to book a reading, there is a link below as well. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks, guys.